proceed to our final talk. Professor Hao is the Deputy Director of the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program. He has been involved in the design of Chang'e from the very beginning in the year 1999. This is a very exciting mission. Again, there is not so much known. I talked to Dr. Hao and said it's so difficult to get to your information. He informed me it's all there, but unfortunately it seems to be in Chinese. Now we will get it in a language that everybody can understand. Please, the floor is yours.
Could you give me your phone? It's so nice to be here to make a speech to all of you. It's also my pleasure to be here to say something about the Chang'e, the Chinese Lunar Exploration Program. At the beginning, I should say, always some of my friends say something about the name of Chang'e. This is the name from ancient Chinese ancient story, a fairy flying to the moon. So we use this story to name our program. For the program, we said this is the first type for China to explore something outside of the Earth. So we want to get the technology and for the future space exploration. We also want to do something to contribute to the sustaining development of space technology. So you see, just for China, we launched satellite and man flight, and this is the first step for us to go for the deeper space exploration. We also want to develop some lunar science and applications that involving developing for the future China space activities. We also want to improve our international cooperation in space area and also to contribute to science space in future development for human beings. So, for the Chang'e 1, this is the first time for Chinese to explore the moon. We have some scientific goals and some engineer goals. For engineer goals, we just want to build a satellite and build a system for the space exploration. But for the scientific objective, the first stage, especially for Chang'e 1, we have four goals in scientific area. The first one is to obtain 3-dimensional images of lunar surface. Second, to analyze some element and of the lunar surface and soil, and to investigate lunar soil. The fourth, to explore the environment for the moon and between moon and Earth. This is the time schedule for our development. We started our program at 2004 as the springtime. In this time, we just specify basic technical status and coordinate our intersystems. In this area, we successfully resolved our program in technical and scientific areas, etc. In 2005, this is the prototype for Chang'e 1 lunar mission. We solved the critical technology and coordinated system designs. In daytime, we have our system very original type. In daytime, I'm sure we can do our job to the moon. In 1967, this flight module phase. In daytime, we built our flight type satellite and all the other things, such as the launchers, launch sites, TDNC system, trajectory measure system, and also. And by the October of last year, we launched our satellite. This is the organization for our lunar program. The first one we said we have a Lunar Exploration satellite and a launcher, TDNC system, ground application system, and also launcher side system. At the moment later I will introduce our satellite, but now I will say something about our launcher. We use the Long March 3A. That's a typical launchers we used for the communication satellite launch. It's a very successful launcher. We used it for I think more than about 15 times. And we launched our satellite in Sichuan province, in the Xichang launch site center. And it's also a very typical launch site in China. The TDNC system, we use that also exists in China for manned flight and another satellite around the Earth. And plus the telemetry system, such called VLBI system, to improve our ability to measure the satellite trajectory. We also build up our application system for receive data and deal with data. This is something. I will say something about our satellite Chang'e 1. This satellite is based on the Dongheng 3 platform. This platform is used for the communication satellite. It's a 3-axis stabilized satellite. We transfer some other technologies to this platform and to build this satellite for the lunar mission. The orbital altitude is about 200 kilograms, and just the polar orbit. The satellite mass is about 2,300 kilograms, and the payload mass is about 130 kilograms. This is the flight type of our satellite. I think this side is to the moon. This side is to the moon. This direction is our flight direction. And this is the data trajectory antenna. We use this antenna to transfer our data to Earth. And this is the microwave detector. We use it to deal with, to detect the soil microwaves. And I think this is the laser altimeter. This altimeter, I think some instrument. This is the star navigator, and this is our antenna for the TDNC and the control. This is the configuration for the Chang'e 1 system. This is the antenna for the data receiving system. Is about this antenna have 40 meters in diameter. We built this kind of antenna. One is in Kunming, Yunnan province. One is in Beijing. In Beijing, the antenna is 50 meters in diameter. We use both the antenna to receive data and also use this antenna in the BI system. So in last, I think maybe next picture will be very easier to understand. This is the trajectory for okay. This trajectory for Chang'e-1 mission. On 24th of October last year, we launched in Sichuan province, Xichang Launch Center, launched the Chang'e-1 satellite into a 16-hour orbiter. 2 days later, I transferred the satellite to a 24-hour orbit here. Yeah, about I think then we just in this orbiter for 3 days, we transfer our satellite to the 48-hour orbit. Yeah, about I think it's about 31 October, we transfer our orbit, transfer the satellite to the lunar transfer orbit in this area. During this time, our working is very well. So it's very accurate in the lunar transfer orbit. Normally we prepared for 3 times for maneuvering the error correction, but at final we only do 1 time. In this area, it's about only about several meters correction. In 4th November, our satellite entered the lunar orbit here. At the 7th of November, we successfully surrounded the moon. This is the flight history for the Chang'e-1 mission. So now, our ground application system is keeping on working to receive data and deal with the data now. Now you introduce some instrument for scientific instrument in this mission. This is the CCD camera. This is a 3-dimension camera. This is the optical image spectrometer here. I think most of the persons here will see this picture. This is the first picture of lunar surface of moon from China Chang'e-1 mission. I think this used 9 types data put together to get this whole picture here. We use this picture get some different type images. This is the original. This is the color one. The red one is in high position. Is the mountain on the high position. The blue one is lower. And so for this picture, this is just to give the different level of the height, altitude. Different height altitude for first pictures. This is the 3-dimension pictures from the front one. You get the 3-dimension picture, and also get another type of 3-dimension pictures. But it's very difficult to show here. We should get the color, the glasses, and so the 3-dimension. I think that will have more effect. This is another picture for Wanhu. I think this is created named from ancient Chinese. Just here. And then we also have the original type and the data altitude type model, and this is the color model for these kind of pictures here. This is the one who created. I think just as my colleague Japanese colleague gave this kind of picture, we also have this picture. This picture is very large. I think that's at the far side of the moon, and get this typical type. I like this picture very much. This picture is from the spectrometers. They said we have about 48 different spectral bands. We use the 4th band, 17th band, and 30th band, and put all this together, get a color picture here. That's the spectrometer pictures we get now. That's a typical one. This is the laser altimeters we used for to measure the altitude of the moon crater. This typical. This is a typical measurement from the laser altitude. You see this is different curves. That means the altitude of the lunar surface, and this is not the radiator that I measure. This is a typical curve of lunar laser altitude data. I think this is the gamma ray radiometer and the X-ray radiometer, and these solar sensors. This all worked well during the Chang'an missions. I think this is the gamma ray detector. They get the gamma ray radio curves from the moon from 0 to 2. I think this is big numbers. Don't worry about it. And we get this from 2000 October 5th, 12 o'clock afternoon. It's about 44 hours accumulated together to get this energy curves here. This is the gamma ray. This is the X-ray. X-ray spectrometers. We get this data here. You see different color for different band, different energy stages. This is the curve received. This is also typical curves received now. This is the microwave detector. This is the prototype. We take a picture here. This is the prototype because we can show this to the moon. This is attendant to the moon. This to the deep space as the correct antenna here. But now I just get a typical curve here. We use the microwave detector. This is the 4-band, 3.7 gigahertz to 37 gigahertz. The different colors here show the different microwave. This is the daytime. This is the daytime. This is the nighttime on the moon, not the Earth. Moon nighttime, the moon daytime. The different curve shows different the microwaves. That shows something. Maybe scientists will tell me correctly. This is solar high energy particle detector and a low energy ionic detector. We also get some this kind of curves that show the environment parameters of the moon, of moon areas. This also this is the solar low energy ionic images. This is a picture. Okay, I think just a very. All that work is about the Chang'an mission. We get some typical details I saw here. And for the second stage, for the Chinese Lunar Exploration, it's about 2013 to 2015. We were landing and rolling on the moon. In that time, we will launch 1 or 2 probes to the moon and rovers. We wanted to investigate the lunar environment, to take the high resolution images to have flown the moon rock soil on the spot. We also want to do some things on the moon to observe the space, radiation, environment, and also this work is just demonstrating by my colleagues and I think just in the near future, this program will be approved by our government. We'll start this job in the near future. For the third stages for Chinese lunar exploration, we want sampling and returning in about 2020s, maybe 2017s, just by the processing of the second stage of lunar exploration. We will develop small capsules and something returning to get some samples to return from the lunar surface and get some on-site or on-Earth analysis in both ways. I think until now, for China lunar exploration, we want to use the robotic lunar exploration system till now. This schedule is about till to the 2020s. I think that's all for tonight. I will introduce to my friends to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hao. You see, it took 40 years to go back to the moon, but it's worth the while, and there's a lot of data coming out, there's a lot of new information, and I congratulate also our Chinese colleagues for the fantastic scientific results that they achieved. As I said, all three speakers will be available for discussions, and these discussions will take place upstairs on the 7th floor. Take the elevator up to the 7th floor, where IAF invites you for a cocktail. Thank you very much for your attention. I would like to thank all three speakers and have a good evening.